You could be trading $1 million within the space of 6 months to a year, but you choose to screw around and not have a solid plan. Well, you're lucky you follow my channel, because I'm about to divulge an entire plan to do just that with the skill of risk management. This can all be achieved by simply backtesting your strategy and having a blueprint for risk management and a plan to scale. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I planned to take $500 and turn it into a $100,000. Now, by the time this video comes out, I will have probably already begun this journey, but as of the time of recording, this is before I hop onto this journey for real. And if you want to follow that journey, and there is a link in the description below to follow every trade I take in my Telegram group that's completely free. Don't have to pay anything. And on top of that, I'm giving away challenges in there every single week for free. Now in this video, I can show you how you can get to 7 figures in funding using the exact same blueprint. And I'll show you exactly what the keys are to achieving this kind of thing. There are 2 things that you need, and here's a tip. Both can be achieved through simple backtesting and data collection. Let's hop right into it and let me show you the nuts and bolts of exactly how this works. And as always, this is not investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I plan to do. You're not obligated to do the same. Right, so let's have a look at the risk management strategy and let me break it down for you. So essentially, this is what it looks like. This is what the blueprint looks like. So one thing we need to bear in mind is that it's important to have a 1 to 3 risk reward strategy, okay? Very important. And for it to have roughly a 50% win rate, which is exactly what I have tested within my 2 years of backtesting the strategy that I'm currently trading. If you guys want to trade and learn the same strategy, it's not my strategy. So I've linked down below the community you can learn it at. And it's in the description below. But essentially what you could do, and this is what I am either in the process of doing as of the release of this video, or what I plan to do, take $500 and turn it into $100,000 in like 6 months. That's the goal of what I'm trying to do. And hopefully I'm already on the way to doing it when this video has been released. But essentially, this is the blueprint of how you can do something as crazy as that using prop firms. So you've got your 1 to 3 risk reward strategy. You've got a 50% win rate. One thing you have to bear in mind is that we've got 4% max daily drawdown with most prop firms. Sometimes it's 5%, sometimes you are lucky. Most of them have about a 10% max drawdown, okay? And you're going to be taking a maximum of 1 trade per day, okay? Because you want to stay, okay, within this 4% max daily drawdown. Now, with your $1,000, now again, you can extrapolate this. If you've only got $100, you can do 5K accounts. If you've only got $500, you can do 25K accounts. But you need to make sure you've got enough for 3 accounts that you want to purchase of the same value, okay? You do not want to purchase them all at once. You purchase the first one because you might pass on the first one. There's actually a good chance that you could pass on the first one. Let me demonstrate for you. So you've got a 50% win rate strategy. This is my coin that I'm going to flip, right? Tails is this end, heads is the Sony badge, okay? The Sony badge on this, okay? So let's say we take a trade and we're going to be in phase 1 of our challenge, okay, with our prop firm. So these are 2 phase challenges: phase 1, phase 2, and funded. Phase 1, we are going to be aggro as hell, okay? We're going to be really aggro. We're going to risk 3% per trade. Now you might say, yeah, that's crazy, you're crazy, that's not how you do it. But prop firms are different. You need to be more aggressive sometimes. And this is the strategy that a lot of people are using but not talking about. And this is something that I plan to use and I have used in the past. That's how I got to 600K in funding. I was aggressive as hell, okay? And that was before I formulated it into this kind of formula. But being aggressive as hell, as I'll show you, you can be aggressive in a calculated way. So you're risking 3%, okay? Let's say for interest's sake, without even flipping this coin, that I am now, okay, take the first loss on the first day. So day 1, I take a 3% loss. I'm at minus 3%. Now we'll let fate decide. Do I win the next trade? Head says I do, tail says I don't, okay? Heads, and I win the next trade. Now that's 3, let's say, like I said, we're risking 3% per trade times by 1 to 3 ratio, which means that it's 9% 9 plus the -3 is we've now got 6%, okay? We're already so close to passing. All we need is a 1-to-1 on the next trade, actually. So this 50% is actually more like an 80%, okay? Because most trades are going to go to at least 1-to-1, okay? They really should, especially if you've got a 50% win rate, okay? But for argument's sake, let's just see if we get the full win on this one. It is the full win, okay? But let's say for argument's sake, it wasn't the full win. Let's say it wasn't heads and we lost. So we would now be at 3%, okay? I hope you guys are following along with me. It's very simple maths. You really should, really should be. Okay, so let's see what the next result is. It's heads again. So essentially, yeah, we would then be on 9% and we would pass. So as you can see, even though I fudged the results and said that I lost when I won, we still passed, okay? So you can see that it's actually the win, it's actually very calculated, okay? But let's say for interest's sake, we lose both these accounts, okay? And that's the whole reason that we must have this wiggle room, because psychologically, it puts you into this mindset of abundance that I've spoken about before. And when you've got these other two lives, so to speak, it really makes it so much more easily psychologically, okay? It makes you almost certain to get that account as long as you've got your 50% win rate and your 1-to-3 risk reward strategy, all right? Now you pass phase 1, okay? You get to phase 2. Phase 2, okay, you could also fail. That's also why you've got these other accounts as well. But we are less aggro, okay? We are less aggro. And with that, we risk 2%, okay? And as you can see, we've got more wiggle room. We've got 10% max drawdown overall and 4% daily, okay? So with all of the stuff happening in the prop firm industry recently, there's a lot of people that are looking for alternatives. And the prop firm that I've always used is Blue Guardian. It's pretty simple. They have a trustworthy record. You can chat to anybody that's used them in the past and you will struggle to find anybody that has anything negative to say. So if you're looking for a prop firm that is recommended by myself and that I've personally withdrawn over $18,000 from, Blue Guardian is the one that I recommend. Use the link in the description below and use the code GUARDTRADES to get 10% off your evaluation with Blue Guardian. And so what that means is, again, we're only taking 1 trade a day, okay? 1 trade setup a day, and with a 50% win rate. First trade we could quite easily pass. So let's spin the wheel of fortune here, okay? Let's see. Okay, that is a winner. Let's spin it again, just to play the wheel of fortune once again. We take a loss, okay? So we take a loss. All right, so we are now minus 2%. Let's spin the wheel again. Another loss, so we're now minus 4%, okay? Another loss, okay? Minus 6%. And this is when people would start to panic, okay? But we know it's part of the plan. Another loss, okay? We're now at minus 8%. And we would now be really panicking. And another loss. So that would be one of the accounts that we lose, okay? But again, we would still, this would be our first account, okay? And then we still got another account. I hope you can see. Let's just do it for, just to prove the point, okay? So we're back at phase 1 on the second account, okay? So we're back at phase 1 on the second account. We are risking 3%, okay? And it's a heads, okay? So we pass phase 1 immediately with 9%, okay? Now we're on to phase 2, okay, of the second account. So let's just fix this. We've lost the first account and we're on to the second account. So we've now got 2% risk per trade and it's heads and we pass. In 2 days, we essentially pass the challenge. Can you see the beauty of that? So that would be 6%, which would be enough to make the 5% target that most prop firms have. So it's that easy. We then get to funded where we are very, very conservative, okay? Very conservative. Now, with this account, we're only going to be risking a max of 1% on the funded account. In fact, you could also do a 0.5, okay? 0.5 is also probably safer, because all we want really is 2% per month. 3 would be great, but 2% per month is already more than some hedge funds make. All right, and if we can scale that, which I will show you now, we definitely can. As I've already shown you, passing one of these 3 accounts you've got a pretty good chance. Even if you've got like a 40% win rate, you've still got a pretty damn good chance if you've got a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. All right, so with this we make our 2%. So we make $2,000 on our 50k account. Okay, sorry, that would be $1,000 on a 50k account. Plus we get our refund, okay, from the 50k account. Okay, we get the refund, and not to mention we didn't actually spend this last amount. We passed on our second try. Okay, even though actually we passed on the first try, even after that. But we still got this other $300 plus the 100 we didn't actually spend. All right, so that's besides the point. Let's just say we got $1,300. Okay, now with discounts you can get roughly $400 for a 100k challenge. So now we repeat the process with 100ks. Okay, so we repeat the process with 100ks. all right, and within a month we should be past and onto making, our 2% profit on the 100ks as well. Plus we're making 2% profit on that. So we've now got $3,000, okay, on the next month. Okay, with the $3,000, guess what? We can now get 200k accounts. Okay, and then with the 200k account, we're now making 2% on that. So that's 4,000 plus 2% on that. That's 6,000 plus 2% on that. That is $7,000. Okay, and you can start to take profit now. In month 3 you can start to take profit, and then you can go out and get yourself like 300k accounts as well, and still be like still put like $2,500 in your pocket. All right, as you can see, within like month 2, 3 and 4 we're already approaching the $1 million mark, and it's that easy just by following those simple steps. But people don't formulate these plans correctly, and they just wing it, and that's the issue. And then gambling starts to happen, and wada. But the key thing is to backtest and to verify that you have a 1-to-3 risk reward strategy with a 50% win rate, and that's the key. Once you've got that, you can easily scale this to the moon, and within 6 months to 12 months, within 12 months, I can only imagine. But that's why I feel pretty confident that I can take this $500 and turn it into $100,000 within 6 months. All right, it's quite simple. Once you get to that 7-figure mark with the 2% per month, that's $20,000 per month, right? And you can just scale it from there. So I hope you guys saw the value in this whole equation. And so that's all I have to say for this video. So thank you very much to everybody for watching. If you've got any questions, let me know down below. And if you enjoyed it, please do subscribe. Remember that I'm documenting my whole journey on Telegram and showing you the trade before I take them on this journey. So I would suggest that you join that group. It's completely free on Telegram. Anyway, guys, that's it for me for today. I'll see you in the next one.